What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
The Second World War was a time of great chaos, loss and tragedy. This, however, is a heartwarming story set in those incredibly difficult days. It's the story of Wojtek, a Polish war hero who just happened to be a bear.
This remarkable story starts in Poland with the start of World War II, where Poles had it particularly rough. Poland was invaded on the 1st of September 1939 by Nazi Germany. Just 16 days later, the Soviets invaded from the east. The occupiers split the country according to the Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact. Both occupations were brutal. The Soviets deported some 800,000 Poles to camps in the depths of the USSR. However, in the spring of 1941, following the German invasion of the Soviet Union, the Soviets re-established relations with the Poles. Under the Sikorski-Majski Agreement, the Russians agreed to release thousands of Polish prisoners of war and permit them to form an army. General Władysław Anders was tasked with the operation. He evacuated his newly formed army along with tens of thousands of civilians whom he rescued out of the Soviet prison camps to the freedom of British-controlled northern Persia. At a railroad station in Hamadan, the Polish soldiers encountered a young Kurdish boy with a bear cub. The cub's mother had been shot by hunters. The bear was barely alive, tired and hungry, much like the Poles who had survived Soviet gulags and had been marching for hundreds of kilometers. Taken with the cuddly bear pup, the soldiers exchanged him for some Persian coins, a portion of chocolate, a Swiss army knife, and a tin of beef, and nursed it back to health. They fed him milk from an old vodka bottle, and as the bear grew, they fed him fruit, marmalade, and honey. Quickly, the bear became an important member of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. The endeared soldiers named the bear Wojtek, which means happy warrior. As Wojtek grew up among soldiers, he adopted soldierly habits. He learned how to salute and march on his hind legs. He was also taught to watch over trucks by sitting in the driver's cabin and would often accompany his comrades on guard duty.
They knew what they had. They knew. They said a bear.
A bear. We're gonna raise a bear.
That was a secret weapon.
It's not as often you hear somebody, especially during a time like this, to raise a bear.
Nurture a bear, yeah.
And keep it in. Obviously, it loved everybody, even the women. It was very friendly.
It brought some happiness.
Yeah.
He developed a particular love for playboxing and wrestling. He adored challenging other soldiers to wrestling matches, even fighting 4 opponents at a time. He would hide his claws and enjoy rolling with them on the floor, slamming them and pretending to bite them. However, he would never ever do harm to anybody. He also picked up some less salubrious habits. He learned how to smoke cigarettes, though he usually ate them after a single puff, and he developed a great love for beer. Upon finishing a bottle, he would look through the opening of the bottle, looking to see where his favorite drink was gone.
And then he looked with one eye down to see if there was anything left. Then he looked with the other eye to see if there was anything left. And then he smashed the bottle.
Wojtek the bear, the mascot of the 22nd Company, traveled with them tirelessly. From Iran to Iraq, then Syria, and on to Palestine and Egypt. From Egypt, the Polish Second Corps was tasked to travel to Europe to join the Allied Italian campaign. Since the transport of pet animals was strictly forbidden, the Poles improvised and officially drafted Wojtek into the Polish army.
You can do
He
that?
was given the rank of private, a service number, and his very own paybook.
Also, he can travel with them.
Yeah, they loved them, and he was loyal to them.
Basically having paperwork on your pet.
Yeah.
So they can put them in shelters and move them wherever they're going. That's dope. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder how this story ends. Like,
yeah.
you know, after.
Yeah. So everything is so peaceful right now, you know? The bear. The bear.
And thus, Private Wojtek was allowed to board the British ships. Wojtek was known to be particularly fond of the water. As the Polish troops travelled up the Italian Adriatic coast, upon spotting the sea, Wojtek leapt out of the truck and bounded towards a beach, terrifying the sunbathing girls. However, the Poles were not in Italy for a holiday, and Wojtek would soon swap the beach for a battlefield. The Italian campaign was one of the bloodiest campaigns of the war. The Allies had been stuck for several months, blocked by the German winter line, which guarded the way to Rome. In the Allies' way lay the historic hilltop abbey of Monte Cassino, inhabited now by German soldiers rather than monks. Wojtek, like his human counterparts, experienced and endured the horrors of war. In May of 1944, he came under shell fire for the very first time. Upon seeing his fellow soldiers carrying crates of ammunition, Wojtek responded to the call of duty and joined in, standing on his hind legs and extending his arms to carry 100-pound crates of artillery shells. Alone, he lifted what normally required 4 men. On the 18th of May, the Poles succeeded where 3 other Allied units had failed. They captured the strategically vital mountain fortress of Monte Cassino.
We couldn't do it, and the Canadians and Americans couldn't do it. There were 4 different battles of Monte Cassino, and the 5th one went to the Poles. They won it in the most gallant way I have ever seen. Very, very brave men.
The exhausted soldiers triumphantly raised a Polish flag over the ruins of the monastery. For his courage and willingness to participate in the battle, Wojtek was promoted to the rank of corporal, and with the approval of the Polish High Command, the 22nd Artillery Supply Company's badge was changed to a bear.
He lived through the war.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
What a brave bear. Helping them lift things and carry stuff. Wow.
I'm
That's
trying to
amazing.
picture myself. Of course, I'm not in the military, but my dad was in the military. I'm trying to picture myself in the middle of a conflict with a bear. You don't know what the bear could do. Yes, you done raised the bear, all that, but it's a bear.
Bro, is that what you said? The bear would have been in the way? Possibly? Not thinking like we're in the times of life and death. Like,
Maybe
get
the bear can't
outta
see you.
You know what I'm saying? I was I laughed like that because I'm thinking what you was gonna say. That's why I was, saying.
No disrespect.
No, not at all. But like, it's like get the dog out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's how we'd have been like.
Like I would think about our dog.
Y'all
She's so loving. She's so protective.
Yeah.
But sometimes she just be all up on you when it's not time to cuddle.
Yeah, stop. I'm trying to shoot.
Yes.
Try to shoot. That is crazy. Like, yeah, I would have thought the bear would have kind of been in the way. Being that he's so playful,
Right,
he or she,
right.
I'm not sure what it was, but being that the bear was so playful and all that, the bear seen what it was doing and went to work.
Right. That's good. I'm glad that it was that way and not the way with like our dog.
Yeah.
But no disrespect. Y'all know
Nah.
we try to lighten topics as much as possible.
Yeah, facts.
Make it digestible.
Yeah.
Carrying an artillery shell. The war was won not long after, but Poland was betrayed at the Yalta Conference, and Poland fell on the Soviet side of the Iron Curtain, and was now ruled by a brutal communist regime. Tens of thousands of Polish soldiers, and 1 soldier bear, ended up in exile. The 22nd Company, along with Wojtek, was transported to a settlement camp in Scotland, and in 1947, the troops were demobilized. It was time for the soldiers to say goodbye to their most unlikely of companions. The demobilized soldiers entrusted Wojtek to Edinburgh Zoo, hoping to take him to Poland once it was free. It was not to be, however, and Wojtek spent the rest of his days in a 10-square-meter enclosure, a very long way away from his natural habitat. In a sense, his fate mirrored that of tens of thousands of Polish soldiers, homeless heroes, scattered across the globe, unable to return to their occupied homeland, which was ruled with an iron fist by the communists. Wojtek's years in the zoo made him increasingly isolated and depressed, but the Polish soldiers did not forget their cherished companion. They would come to the zoo, often jumping into the enclosure to wrestle with him, and gifted him with cigarettes and beer. Wojtek also never forgot his comrades in arms. Whenever he heard Polish spoken at the zoo, the old soldier bear would stand on his hind legs and wave a paw as if in salute. Similarly to so many Poles who never saw their beloved homeland again, Wojtek died in 1963, in captivity, far away from his friends, his birthplace, and his natural habitat.
He was truly a Pole, in the sense he had lived amongst them, he was one of them. They couldn't separate the one from the other. And the only tragedy is that we never were able to get him back to Poland.
His adoptive homeland, the country he served and fought for in the Second World War.
And that is the story of Wojtek, the Polish bear that went to war.
How can you make this so emotional?
That is a good part
That
of
is-
the story.
wow,
Well, not
like-
story, history.
Wow.
I would have liked to learn something like this. You know, because
Mhm.
when we got to World War II, I think we had a whole year where that is what we learned about. The World War II, the whole year.
Nah, they wasn't gonna talk about no bear.
I know, but that would have been a
that would've been a
lighten the
good point.
load a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. To let them know, it wasn't just so much of this and that. It was also a bear that was involved that made it through. He actually lived a good life.
And to the end.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good ending too, though. He died by not by
Being
force,
in the zoo?
not by force.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had a good life. It wasn't because the war incident could have been tragic. They could have surpassed all the walls and made it to where the bear was, where he was doing the deliveries and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so
They could have used him in the wrong way.
could have flipped the script on the bear.
Flip the script.
Yeah, made him a little high headed.
But they didn't. So
good.
if we ever find our way to Poland and we end up by that statue,
Gotta take
we'll
a
know
picture.
about
Gotta
it.
take a picture by the bear.
Yeah, it won't just be like, what's this random bear
Because sometimes
being... Wait, I gotta get my question, my statement out. What is this random bear doing in the middle of this plaza?
Nah,
You know,
facts.
now we'll know about it.
Yeah, because when you don't know history, then you kind of walk past these type of monuments.
You don't appreciate it.
Nor do you appreciate it.
Yeah, now, some monuments don't deserve to be monuments.
Man, we don't go that way.
Okay.
We don't go that way.
All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.